we've all faced some stark choices over the past several years, but that is no excuse to lose sight of what matters most. And the fact is that too many states are making cuts to education that I believe are simply too big. Nothing more clearly signals what you value as a state than the decisions you make about where to invest. Budgets are about choices. So today, I'm calling on all of you, invest more in education. Invest more in our children and in our future. That does not mean you've got to invest in things that aren't working. That doesn't mean that it doesn't make sense to break some china and move aggressively on reform, but the fact of the matter is we don't have to choose between resources and reform. We need resources and reform. Now, there are two areas in education that demand our immediate focus. First, we've just got to get more teachers into our classrooms. Over the past 4 years, school districts across America have lost over 250,000 educators. 250,000 teachers, educators have been lost. Think about that. 250,000 educators responsible for millions of our students, all laid off when America has never needed them more. Other countries are doubling down on education and their investment in teachers, and we should too. And each of us is here only because at some point in our lives, a teacher changed our life trajectory. The impact is often much bigger than even we realize. One study found that a good teacher can increase the lifetime income of a classroom by over $250,000. One teacher, one classroom. And a great teacher offers potentially an escape for a child who is dreaming beyond his circumstances. The point is, teachers matter, and all of us have to recognize that, and we've got to put our money behind that. Now, we want to help you every place that we can. At the federal level, we've already provided billions of dollars in funding to help keep hundreds of thousands of teachers in the classroom. And a cornerstone of the jobs plan that I put forward in September, a chunk of which has gotten done, but a chunk of which remains undone, was to provide even more funding so that you could prevent further layoffs and rehire teachers that had lost their jobs. And I'd like to thank those of you in this room who voiced support for that effort. Congress still is in a position to do the right thing. They can keep more teachers in the classroom, but you've got to keep the pressure up on them to get this done. The second area where we have to bring greater focus is higher education. The jobs of the future are increasingly going to those with more than a high school degree. And I have to make a point here. When I speak about higher education, we're not just talking about a 4-year degree. We're talking about somebody going to a community college and getting trained for that manufacturing job that now is requiring somebody walking through the door handling $1 million piece of equipment. And they can't go in there unless they've got some basic training beyond what they received in high school. We all want Americans getting those jobs of the future. So we're going to have to make sure that they're getting the education that they need.